Welcome back, yet again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins 0. In the last episode, Rintaro had outlaid the operation necessary to save Amadeus, Kurisu, and deceive Stratfor. When Daru breaks into their system. And he was about to commence said operation when, a rather unexpected development appeared. An unexpected development by the name of Yuki Amane. I turned around and saw that at some point Yuki had entered the room.
Yuki-san.
That's rather unfortunate timing.
橋田さんからここの鍵預かっていたので。
Yes, he did. Good job, Daru. She showed us the key in her hand apologetically.
昨べ橋田さんに連絡したら、なんだか大変そうだったから、差し入れようと思って持ってきたんだけど。
So, Yuki was worried about Daru. She put the key away, then showed us a bag with the logo of a local cape shop on it.
事情はよくわかりませんが、何かできることがあるならと思って。
There may yet be something, Yuki.
でもさ、天音氏を巻き込むわけには。
いや、かがりと一緒にいてもらうだけだ。問題ないだろう。
I don't think there's going to be a way to get around this without explaining to Yuki everything. We'll probably have to deal with that at some point. If we make it through this. Before, I thought maybe it was Yuki who'd attacked the lab. But looking back, that was wrong. If she were the woman in the motorcycle suit, there was no need to do something so elaborate. She could have just used the fact that she was in the same circle as Kagari to invite her somewhere and kidnap her. There was no need to take the risk of attacking the lab.
すまなかった。
In other words, Yuki Amane has finally been crossed off of our suspect list.
じゃあ、ユキさんはかがりと一緒にいてくれ。すべてが終わるまで、ダルの隠れ家に身を潜めてもらうことになる。場所はダルに聞いてくれ。
As long as Kagari is kept safe by Yuki, things should be
事情は
fine.
落ち着いたら教える。
Well, I think Suzuha will definitely hold us to that promise.
わかりました。
Even though I know she avoided trying to let her know. Can't really be helped. Yuki nodded. Now everything was ready. I looked around at everyone in the lab.
じゃあ、みんな、あとは手はず通りに。
待って、おかり。お別れ言わなくていいの？クリスさんに。
That's the other wrinkle in our plan. Goodbye. Amadeus was an artificial intelligence. She was an artificial being, not Kurisu herself.
ちゃんとお別れして。後悔しないように。
Mayuri handed back the phone I'd just given her.
そうだな。
Let's just hope this plays out well.
悪いがここで少し待っていてくれるか。
I left Mayuri and Rukuko behind in Wintaki Harbour Bridge. If I made contact with Amadeus, she'd know where I was. That's why I chose this place. This was the first place I'd let Kurisu see how weak I was, back when everything seemed its darkest. I remember it well. An advertising van passed by, blaring jaunty opera music at a loud volume that clashed horribly with its flashy paint job. I waited for it to get out of earshot before I tapped the Amadeus icon. She showed up herself immediately.
随分と久しぶりね。
Indeed it has, Amadeus Kurisu.
そうだな。
私のことなんて忘れたんだと思ってたわ。
Unfortunately, we couldn't forget. Indeed, I hadn't forgotten. I could never forget.
いろいろあってな。
How many goodbyes had I said now? I said goodbye to her again and again. Various points in the Alpha World line. But I'd never gotten used to it.
それで、今日はどうしたの？
君に聞きたいことがあったんだ。
何？またタイムマシンは作れるかって話？
It's not that. And it's disturbing that you would bring that up out of the blue.
冗談。続けて。
もしもだ。もしも自分の命と引き換えに友達の命を救えるとしたら、君ならどうする？
Consider this another thought experiment.
質問の意図がよくわからないんだが。
Of course, in an alternate world line, Amadeus Kurisu did give her life, figuratively and literally, to save Maho Hiajo.
答えてほしい。
She must have been able to tell from my words and expression that I was serious, because she took on a serious expression as well.
その友達は大切な人なのよね。
Very much so.
私にはまだやりたいことがたくさんあるわ。やらなければならないこともある。でもそれでも、もしもその友人や周りの人が幸せになるというのなら、甘んじて受け入れるかもしれない。
Indeed. And even on the Alpha World line, Kurisu Makase was prepared to trade her life for Mayuri's, for Rintaro's sake. Kurisu.
ごめんなさい。実際にそんな目にあったことないし、想像でしかないから確実なことは言えないけど。
It will suffice, Amadeus Kurusu. It will suffice.
それでも一人でも私のことを覚えていてくれる人がいるなら、忘れないでいてくれる人がいるなら。
A certain insane mad scientist by the name of Hoin Kiyoma, perhaps? Of course, on another Alpha World line, Kurusu had implored us to forget about her and what had happened.
それが私の望みだから。
Unfortunately for this plan to work, we're going to have to break that promise. Looks like we're losing our composure. Never.
俺は決して忘れない。
This was a vow. A vow to get me through the time to come.
岡部さん？
つまらないことを聞いて悪かった。
それは構わないけど、何かあったの？
In a manner of speaking, you could say that. Of course, unfortunately, Rintaro can't unleash the full fury of Hoin Kiyoma's personality on Amadeus Kurusu. Not with so many people here in public, and not with so delicate an operation as this.
いや、なんでもないんだ。なんでも。
I wonder if she's realized that he's still wearing the lab coat. Or is he still wearing the lab coat, I wonder?
それじゃあ、またな。
待って。なんだか二度と会えなくなりそうな、そんな気がして。
Kurusu.
そんなことはないさ。
そうよね。私ったらなんで急にそんな風に思ったんだろう。
会えるさ。必ず。
Hopefully we will. That's right, this wasn't goodbye forever. I'd see her again. So I won't say goodbye. Not until I see you again.
また。
またね。
Kurusu. And Amadeus is disconnected. I've got no idea how long it will take. But I'm going to reach you. That much is certain. I promise. I went back to Mayuri and Rukuko and gave them the phone.
お別れは済んだ？
Not exactly.
それじゃあ、頼んだぞ。
Let's put the show on the road. And get this operation moving. I watched them disappear into the crowded station and went back to the lab. That van was still playing its loud music as it drove down the street. Five hours had passed since the operation had begun, and Daru's still typing on the computer, still trying to break into the file. The only sound in the room was of Daru's fingers on the keys.
どうだ、ダル。
今のところ気づかれてはないと思われ。
So far so good. Looks like playing keep away with Stratfor is paying off for the moment.
まだかかりそうか。
早くても3時間くらいは。
3 more hours. I guess it wasn't going to be easy after all. Daru must have been exhausted, but he was still working. I wonder if our ruse can last another 3 hours. Mayuri and the others were sending me regular messages. Mayuri had paired off with Rukiko and Feiris with Suzuha. Since they knew each other so well, they were doing a great job of working together and running around Tokyo. Suzuha told me that she'd seen several shady people several times, and Moriko had sent me a message saying that they'd taken the bait. For now, the operation was succeeding without anyone getting hurt. But I didn't expect it to last forever. I wanted to get Kurisu's memory data deleted as fast as possible, but in the end, my only choice was to rely on Daru.
すまないな、ダル。
But there's nothing more we can do.
それは言わない約束だろ。
It's up to you, Hack. You can do it. We believe in you 100%. I remembered how he looked 25 years in the future. Even in that far distant future, he was still my friend, my favorite right arm, and super hacker of the future gadget lab.
オカリンさん、ちょっといい？
Looks like Maho wants to speak with us. Until a little bit ago, Maho had been resting to recover from her exhaustion, but at some point she must have gotten up.
どうした？
これ、見て。
She handed me a stack of papers. It was a printout of Stratfor's report. She must have been looking at it after she'd woken up. Or woken up, I should say.
これは？
ストラト4によって被刑者としてリストアップされた人たちの名前よ。
So they kept a record of all the people they were experimenting with, or rather on. There were rows of names, sexes, and ages, and other information.
ここ。
But only one matters. She pointed her small finger at one of the names. It said, Kagari Shina, female, and if this number is to be believed, she was aged 17.
シーナ・カガリ。
In other words, she's been in the hands of Stratfor.
彼女、ストラト4のモルモットにされていたんだわ。
This whole time. Not that we didn't figure that out. Of course I'd known it was a possibility. That's why they've been looking for her. And she had Kurisu's memories too. But still, it was one thing to suspect it and another to see it. But we have the proof.
最終実験までには至らなかったみたい。その直前に脱走したと書かれてあるわ。
So she managed to escape. That made me feel a lot better. If Kagari still had Kurusu's memories, I would have seen a repeat of what happened in the last world line. This must be another effect of the world line change. But there was still no doubt that she'd been in Stratfor's hands for years. And she'd been the subject of many experiments during that time.
少し心配だわ。
I think we all are at this point, Maho. Maho must have been thinking the same thing I was. Kagari was alone with Yuki at Daru's hideout right now.
ん？誰だよこの忙しい時に。
The ringing that suddenly interrupted our conversation was coming from Daru's phone. Looks like we're going to have to take it.
天主だ。どうしたんだろう。
Oh, it's Yuki. I had a bad feeling. A very bad feeling about this.
はい、もしもし。天主、どうしたん？何かあったん？え？かがりたんが？
かがりがどうした？
いなくなったって。
So Kagushino has vanished.
何？
I grabbed the phone out of his hands and put it up to my ear.
俺だ。岡部だ。かがりがいなくなったって本当か？
岡部さん、ごめんなさい。私がついていながら。
一体どうして？誰かにさらわれたのか？
いえ、それがかがりさんが自分で、私必死で止めたんですけど、すごい力で。
自分で？
What was going on? Was Yuki really? No, that was impossible. If Yuki was working for Stratfor, she wouldn't be calling me. But then why had Kagari run off on her own? Maybe even though Kagari is safe now from Kurusu's memories, I think Stratfor must have placed a little insurance policy, courtesy of Professor Leskinen.
スピーカーモードにしてもらえる？私も話が聞きたいわ。
In other words, we probably should have never let her out of our sight, although having said that, there's probably nothing we could have done either. I hit the button to switch the call to speakerphone.
ユキさん、かがりさんが飛び出していく前の状況を詳しく教えて。何か変わったことはなかった？特には。それまでいろいろとおしゃべりしていて。何か変な映像を見たりは？もしくは音とか。
Anything you noticed would help us a great deal, Yuki.
いえ。あ、待ってください。そういえば、外から変な音楽が聞こえてました。何かの凱旋車みたいでしたけど、やけに大きい音だなと思ったら。
Come to think of it, we heard it ourselves when we were talking to Amadeus Kurusu. An advertising van. Was it the one I'd seen this afternoon?
それね。さっきのファイルに書いてあったわ。過去、ストラト4が行ってきた数々の実験。
Oh dear. That van belonged to Stratfor, and we knew
そ
nothing
の実
about
験の
it
中にブ
until
レインウォッ
now.
シングが含まれていた。
brainwashing.
洗脳か。
Indeed. I think this happened to the heckler at the Amadeus seminar in the other world lines. The violent methods of forcibly changing someone's thoughts or ideology. Violence in this case can refer to physical methods, imprisonment, threats, physical pain, drug injection, etc., or psychological ones, implanting a feeling of guilt using verbal abuse. It offers a more powerful method of changing a person's mentality than mind control. And come to think of it, on an alternate world line, Leskinen did the exact same thing to Maho herself.
特定の音楽を耳にすれば自発的に行動するよう洗脳されていたんじゃないかしら。
A certain source of music, eh? Just exactly what music was that van
そうとも
playing?
考えなければこの状況で自分から進んで飛び出すとは思えない。
That song the van was playing. It was K6205. In other words, the magic flute. So, certain pieces of Mozart's music are the trigger codes, it seems. The magic flute sent to lead Kagari astray. What
ファイ
terrible
ルにも書かれてい
symbolism.
るわ。椎名カガリは適合性に非常に優れているため、目下行方を捜索中って。
くそー。
Yeah, looks like our plan is falling apart at the seams. But then what else is new? They probably had vans like that all over Japan, not just Akihabara. And she'd fallen right into their trap.
どうするオカリン。
It was obvious that Stratfor had gone after Kagari, which meant all we could do was... And then there was another call. This time it was to my phone. I had Fabris prepare several cell phones for my use in this operation. One to use to call everyone, one to give to Kagari, and... The call was coming from the phone I'd given to Kagari. It probably wasn't from her, though. Who could it be? This is truly ominous.
岡部倫太郎だな。
The digitally altered voice made the caller seem even more eerie.
ああ、そうだ。お前は。
椎名カガリは我々の手中にある。交換条件は言わなくてもわかるな。
Yeah, it looks like Stratfor. Or sounds like it anyway. Kurisu's laptop and hard drive.
考える時間をくれ。
Looks like we're running out of options yet again.
考える。何を考える必要がある。
That's right, we don't have time to think.
交換は明日だ。場所と方法は追って連絡する。
They hung up. That was brief and to the point.
クリスの PC とハードディスクと交換だそうだ。
Well, that certainly throws our plans through the grinder.
どうするん？
We don't have one, Daru. The operation has fallen apart at a critical juncture.
カガリが洗脳に遭っていたなんて。
No, we should have expected that. That was definitely foolish. Suzuho was gritting her teeth in frustration as she listened to us. Ida came back immediately after the call. And I brought Moroka Kiryu to the lab as well.
率直に教えてもらいたい。仮に相手の要求に従ったとしてカガリを返してもらえると思うか。
思わない。
It was Moroka that answered, and I agree with her. Moroka gave her honest opinion.
私もそう思う。相手は洗脳なんて汚い手を使う人間だ。必要なくなれば容赦なく消すだろう。
Sadly, with Kagari in their possession, they have the advantage.
最悪、あなたもやられる。
The only reason they would have called me specifically was that they knew I had information they wanted to keep hidden. After what I'd gone through already, I could safely assume they'd show no mercy. And they were after what Kurisu had left behind. Her memories and her belongings. I didn't want them causing any more wars. Which meant there was only one thing I could do.
こっちから乗り込んでカガリを取り戻すしかないな。
Looks like subterfuge and misdirection can only go so far. Looks like we're going to have to take the fight to Stratfor themselves. It was dangerous, but it was the only way. Mayuri and the others were still out there fighting. Which meant they should still think I was running around the city. Unless they've already figured out the ruse.
乗り込むって、そんな相手がどこにいるのかもわからないのに。
We'll just have to find their location
どこに
then,
いるか
won't
も
we?
知ってるさ。
Or perhaps we already have it in our possession. In fact, we already do.
本当か？おじさん、いつの間に？
They're hiding in the one place we would never have otherwise have suspected.
鈴葉、手伝ってくれるか。
This is where your skills will come in very
ドキ
handy.
ドキ。
You want to be useful, you get your wish. I turned to Moroka, who shook her head.
そこまでは付き合えない。
Maybe on the Alpha World line, but in this one, Moroka Kiryu is not willing to give up her life. Not after befriending Maho Hiajo. I bet.
ダメよ、二人でなんて危険すぎる。
いや、大勢で動くよりも危険は少ないかもしれない。
If we all go in together, they'll just capture us in a big bunch. And I knew that fate wasn't going to let me die for a little while longer.
まゆりさんたちには言わないの？
言えば心配かけるだろうからな。
It's a bold tactic. But we have no other stratagems at play.
ダル、引き続きロックの解除を頼む。それからスマホは通話状態にしておいてくれ。
In other words, we'll just have to buy as much time as we can for Daru while we find Kagari. That's about all we can do at this point.
おじさん、これを。
Suzuha handed me a semi-automatic pistol.
グロック。
Indeed it is, very astute of you, Maho Kiryu. A semi-automatic pistol developed by Austrian arms manufacturer Glock. It is the civilian version of the official sidearm of the Austrian military, the PI-80. It has a 9mm caliber and a 17+1 round capacity. The frame is fully plastic. Its revolutionary design would have a huge effect on future firearm technology. Yes, indeed.
もしもの時は自分の身は自分で守るんだ。
Better to have it than not, I guess. I hesitated but decided to take it. It was the first time in my life that I'd ever held a gun, and it was a lot heavier than I expected it to be. But it's necessary for what we're about to do next. The lights were still on at the building in Kanda. Even at this hour the gate was open. That's how colleges were. As expected, we made it inside with no trouble. To Tokyo Denki we go.
ここに係が？
ああ、そのはずだ。
Very much so. If Daru's information from 2036 was right, Stratfor's base was here at my university, Tokyo Denki. So when we return adventurers, we shall take the fight to Stratfor and storm their castle for a change, and see if we can't find and rescue Kagari. As always, until next we meet.